Thank you. Good evening. Welcome back to the course on cryptography and system security. In the last lesson, in the last session, we discussed about the concept which are related to the CIA triangle or security goals: confidentiality, integrity, and then availability. So in this session, we'll be covering the next topic, which is the OSI security architecture. So this is one of the base concept through which only all the protocol, upcoming protocols, upcoming the concepts, whatever you are going to study throughout the subject, which are built. Right. So this OSI security architecture, which focuses on the three major sections. The first one is security attacks. The second one is security mechanisms, and the third one is security services. Right. So we are going to discuss all these three aspects in detail. Right. When you talk about security attack, right? Yesterday I was explaining about what is an attack. Right. The definition for the security attack is that security attack is any action that compromises the security of information owned by an individual or an organization. Suppose if I'm an entrepreneur, if I have a software industry, I'm maintaining the record or certain policies, right? If the security of the particular information is compromised, definitely that will be lost to the organization, right? Very similarly, suppose if any physical tangible object which is valuable objects, right, which is kept in some places, and if the security is compromised, definitely that will be lost to the individual family. Right. Very similarly, when you talk about the security mechanisms, right, this security mechanisms are the certain process or techniques which are designed to detect. Detection means if any attack happens, that are going to be detected, right? Security attack detections, and then preventions. So this is a precautions. What are the ways through which we can protect the attack, right? Precautionary methods. Once if again detect, prevent, right? So here this will identify the loopholes, right, through which the attacks are possible, and we can implement certain preventive measures. Say for example, you can place a firewall, or suppose if you assume that your password is weak, so that you can prevent the password hacking by means of the different criteria, by means of the different combinations, right? Small letters, capital letters, special characters, numbers, by the way. So you can increase the security of the password combination, so that the breaking of the password which becomes a difficult, right? Once you are going to identify the difficulties or the loopholes where the attacks are possible, and you are going to apply some preventive mechanism. Suppose if you have the firewall, if you have the server, if you feel that the server is vulnerable, so automatically you can place a firewall before the server. So otherwise you can have the two-factor authentication in order to access a particular resources. I think you all might be knowing about what is this two-factor authentications, right? You will be authenticated twice. So for example, um, sorry, I think some technical issues. Because of that, no, I got away from the meeting. I can share it again. I hope it is visible now. Okay. So here we are, I was explaining about the Google as the authentication, two-factor authentications. That means that you will be authenticated twice. Right? Say for example, and you may supposed to enter your password in order to log in with the Gmail or Drive, as well as, right, you will get a code to your mail or the mobile, through which you can confirm your identity again. So by the way, you can implement certain preventive measures, right? And the worst part is that, suppose even after you are identifying the loopholes, and then you are implementing the preventive measures, even after that, if the attacks takes place, you need to find out the certain policies or techniques through which the attacked data which can be recovered immediately. So these are the three aspects, right, which comes under the security mechanisms. The first one which we discussed was security attacks, and then the security mechanisms. The third one is that the security services. When you talk about the security services, right, are the techniques, maybe a processing or communication service that enhances the security of the data processing systems and the information transfer of an organization. Now, all these the service aspects which are becomes the techniques or methodologies which are going to use to secure your information or devices. All these things which comes under the security services. Now, I hope you are clear with the three fundamental concepts which comes under the OSI architectures. The first one is security attack, and then security mechanism, and then the security service, right? Shall I move to the next slide if you are clear with these concepts? Any queries? Okay, I hope there are no more queries. So I'll shift to the next slide. Okay, the next slide here I'm trying to explain. You might be the two keywords which threat as well as attack. Right? It may seems to be similar, but it is almost similar. Right here, when we talk about the threat are the vulnerabilities, are the chances, are the situations, right, through which the attacks can be takes place. Right? When you talk about an attack, is it any actions, right, through which we'll do some illegal things. But when it comes to the threatening, or maybe it's a security threat, that so it is a vulnerability of the particular device or system. Right now, so this means that if there are some threat to the security, means there are certain circumstances or situation through which attacks is possible. A threat is possible danger that might exploit a vulnerability. Vulnerability here, it's a weakness. If the system is weak, automatically the attack will take place. Otherwise, threat as well as attack which are having the similar meaning, right? Now, the attacks are classified basically as the two categories. The first one is the passive attacks and the second one is the active attack. When you talk about the passive attack as well as active attacks, out of these two things, the passive attacks, say for example, if the user by curiosity and is accessing particular devices without the privilege or without a legal, or if he's accessing the data with illegal way, but is not doing any damages or any vulnerable system or vulnerable activities to the devices. So that type of attacks will be calling as a passive attacks. That means that if attacker, one second, I'll open a open board so that I can explain little elaborate. I hope the screen is visible. The open board screen is visible for you. Anyone can quickly write in the chat box if it is visible. Is the open board software screen is visible for you? Okay, then I need to change the shade setting. Okay, okay, one second, one second. I hope now it is visible. I made some changes in the shade setting. Is it visible now? Okay, okay, fine, fine. So now, when you talk about these attacks which can be classified as the two categories. The first one is that passive attack. And the second one is that active attack. Suppose here, let's assume that here there is a file, right? The file consists of some information. Hello, right? Out of this file, when we talk about the passive attacks, right? The attacker will compromise the security of this information, right? And then he will just read the information what is written. He will not do any damages, or he will not do any unwanted things with the information. He will just read the message. He will just read the information, and he will come out from the. He may log in into the device, and he will read something, or he will get the information, and then he will come back. This active attacks, they will not do any harmful things to the information or devices, right? When it comes to the active attacks, so these are the dangerous people, right? What they will do, they will log in into this device or informations, or they will get access to these devices, and they will make the changes. They will completely change the informations, right? So they may delete the complete information, or they may make changes hello into hi, or they will delete two words or two letters, right? Or they will add some other informations, right? They can make changes. So if any user or any attacker, right, who is having a control to the particular information and making changes or damages in the existing information or resources, those types of attacks are called active attacks. Now when we talk about the passive attacks, so this is also a type of attack, but this type of attacker people, right, they will get the information, and then they will not do any harmful things to the information which is place somewhere, right? When it comes to the active attacks, so these people, they are more active, and so they will do more damages, as well as making changes. They will do any kind of harmful things to the particular information or devices. Now I hope you are clear with this, the two attacks. Okay, now I switch back to the presentations, right. This, the passive attacks can be eavesdropping, right? So this is a simple leakage of message. Yesterday I was explaining, right? Suppose if you are entering the password, or if you are traveling on a train, and if you are standing in front of the ATM machine, whenever you are entering your credentials, some people who are standing or sitting next to you or behind you, and they will try to see what you are typing, right? So this type of things which will comes under the eavesdropping, leaking of the message, as well as the monitoring, right? What is happening in the particular system or the network, and then so they will analyze what type of transmission takes place, right? So this type of activities which may call as a release of message contents. When you talk about the release of message contents during the conversation or during the transmission, the attacker, they will try to tap, right? Recently you might have heard that the telephone tapping was done, and some important VIPs or VVIPs know their conversation which has been recorded. Normally the the raw people, raw agency people, they will know have the complete information. They will be tapping, and then the VVIPs phone calls are monitored, right? Very similarly, when you talk about this, the release of message content, any of the attacker, he will try to get the information what is being transmitted, so that we can call it as a release of message content, right? Okay. When it comes to the second category of the passive attack, which is traffic analysis. You might be wondering about what is this traffic analysis. Traffic analysis, right? When if the message are to be transmitted, it has to be traveled on the network. Right? When we talk about the network, the first one is that release of message content. The second one is that the traffic analysis. When we talk about this, the traffic analysis, right? This is nothing but suppose if your information is being transmitted in the network, right? For example, if you are sending any password or any PIN numbers, right? If it is not transmitted in the form of encryption, and if there are 4 characters are moving, right? Right? With the help of this, what amount of data which is transmitted on the network, attacker will guess. They may not have the complete information in case if it is encrypted one, but they will have your the properties of the information which you are transmitting in terms of maybe the size, at what time the message has been transmitted, right? As well as other informations, right? Now, with the help of this information, the attacker will guess that suppose if there are only four characters are transmitted over the network, and you will have this information and you will guess that, so this could be the first thing, that it could be a car number, or it could be maybe a bike number, or it could be any mobile pin number, or you may assume that it can be the pin number of ATM, right? So this kind of guessing based on the traffic informations, what amount of data you are transmitting, right? The duration of your data transmission, based on this information, right? Attacker will guess that what type of message is being communicated. So this is called a traffic analysis. Now, how this traffic analysis can be avoided or prevented means through traffic padding. So I hope you all heard about the word padding. What is meant by this padding? Padding bits, pad. What is this padding bits? The traffic padding. Any guess? Any clues?
Adding extra bits so that all the frames are of same length.
Okay, thank you. It's a 100% correct answers. I could say that. See, traffic or the padding is that. So normally the padding is the process in which we'll add some extra information to mask something. Say for example, with related to this, the traffic padding. Suppose if you are transmitting the 4 bits of information, and if you wanted to mask that actual information from the attackers, what you could do is that you can add some additional informations. You can add some additional information or extra bits with this actual information. The padding can be done maybe in the beginning, or maybe at the end, or maybe in the middle, right? Actual information is 4 bits, but I've added here 5 bits, here 5 bits. So totally the complete information which are going to be delivered or transmitted is 14 bits. Even if the attacker gets this complete information, and he will be more confused about out of these 15 bits which are the actual bits, or out of these 14 bits he will completely confused about that which one is the actual information or which one is padding information, but the padding information has to be informed to the receiver, right? The first 5 bits are padding bits, you will remove this, and then the last 5 bits are the padding bits, you will remove this part, and finally the remaining 4 bits, which are all the actual information. So the padding, traffic padding, is a technique through which you can prevent the attacker can gain the information about the traffic analysis. I hope now all of you clear with these two types of passive attack. The first one I discussed was release of message content, and the second one was traffic analysis. All of you clear with these two concepts? If you have any queries, you can write in the chat box. Okay, if there are no more query means, then I'll proceed with the session. Right? So here it has given with the same thing, right? Here I just explained commonly is the masking, right? Also message encryption, right? Which comes at the other part, right? So here they have mentioned with the diagrams, right? You can just go through the diagram here. The Bob is sending a message to the Alice, but the man in the middle dark, and he is getting the information what is being communicated. Right? Again, very similarly, the traffic analysis observe the pattern of the message from the Bob to Alice, right? Based on the properties or the certain information about what is being communicated on the network. The second category is that active attacks. When you talk about the active attacks, which involves a modification of the data stream or the creation or a false stream, and can be subdivided into 4 categories. So here the first thing is that actual information which can be caught and which will be applied into the different actions or different operation can be performed. The first one is that masquerade, and the second one is that replay, and then modification of the message, and the fourth one is that denial of services, right? When we talk about the modifications, right, I'll move to the diagram so that you will understand it a little clearly, right? If there are 2 persons in the communications, right, actual sender and receiver are the Bob and Alice. Bob is the sender and Alice is the receiver. But when you talk about the masquerade or a fabrication, I could say that creation. So this type of attack, which takes place by the third person or the man in the middle dark, he will create and send a message to Alice, and he will try to act like that the message which is transmitted from the Bob. Now by receiving the message, Alice will assume that, or he will think that the message is coming from maybe his partner Bob, right? So this type of attack is called a masquerade. Are you all clear with this attack? What is meant by this masquerade? Masquerade or fabrication attack in which if there are 2 users in a communications, Bob and Alice, right? Out of that, the attacker will try to send a message, right? Which is the message which comes from, which appears like the message which is coming from the Bob. So this type of attack is called a masquerade. When you talk about the replay attack, what he will do is that the attacker will capture the message, right? And he will hold or he will suspend the message. Say for example, if he is sending some official informations or maybe emergency informations, maybe some OTPs or maybe some transaction, right? Maybe the stock informations, right? And what this the attacker they will do, they will capture the entire information and they will suspend the they will delay the information for a particular time period, right? And there are some sensitive as well as time bounded messages which has to be delivered on time. Now this type of attacker always they will play a replay kind of attacks. They will capture the complete conversation and they will have a control on the transmitting of the information by means of delaying it or maybe blocking it, right? So this type of attacks we are calling as a replay attack. Is it clear? The first one we discussed was modification or masquerade or fabrication. The second one which we are discussed just now is replay attack, right? The third one is that it is the modifications. When we talk about the modifications, right? Modification again, I'll explain with a diagram so you'll understand it more clearly, right? Suppose this is the message which has been communicated between the Bob and Alice, right? The man in the middle, the attacker, he will capture the information and he will modify the message as I was explaining. Suppose if I'm sending good morning, right? He will capture the information and then he will modify the message and then he will transfer to the receiver. He will change as change, he will modify and then he will send the message to the receiver, right? Here, not only modifications, also adding the new things, right? Like this, as well as you may delete it, some part, some of the information which can be deleted, modifications, all this operation can be done, updation, no deletion, creation, right? So this can be done when it comes to the modification of the message, right? The fourth category, the fourth type of attack, which comes under the attacks which are called denial of services attack, right? So I was explaining with the example with I was explaining with the Flipkart applications. In the Flipkart application example, there was some sudden raise in the request or maybe the orders from the customers. Because of that, the server was not in a position to accept all the orders at the time. So that was a technical issues. Other than that, when it comes to the denial of services, right? Now the server, actually the Bob is an authorized users to send the request as well as get some work done by the server. But the server is completely busy with the attacker. Now that means that he is continuously is assigning or is sending the request. So here they mentioned a single request, but otherwise, so he might be continuously sending maybe the millions of requests. So that the server will be completely busy with this the attacker's queries. So if even though the Bob is an authorized users to get the service from the server, but he will not be able to get a chance to carry or solve his queries. So this type of attacks are called denial of services attack. So far, what are the topics we have covered under the attacks? We discussed about a triangle under the OSI architectures. We discussed about attacks and threats. Threats and attacks. The OSI architecture has the three concepts: attacks, services, mechanism. Right? Under the attack, there are two categories: passive attack and then active attack. Under the passive attack, we discussed about release of message content and then we discussed about traffic analysis. right? When you talk about the passive attacks, right? So there will not be any damages to the information or system. When it comes to the active attacks, the attacker will do some harmful things to the information or system. The active attack has the four categories. The first one is that masquerade or fabrication. The second one is that which is a replay. When you talk about masquerade or fabrication, the attacker will create a fake message which is likely to come from, or the receiver will think that the message is coming from the actual sender, right? The second one is that replay. Here the attacker will have the control of the data transmission. He will delay the transmission. The third one is that the modification, where the attack will capture the complete conversation and he may make some changes in the actual information. He may add, delete, or he may modify, right? And then the fourth one is that denial of services. When you talk about the denial of services, right? So the server or the attacker will keep the resources busy so that the authorized users may be kept away, or they might be stopped getting the services from the resources, though the authorized users may registered with the device for a particular services. So these are the points which we covered so far. If you have any queries regarding the points which I have covered so far, you can raise your queries. Okay, I got some queries in the chat box. In masquerade, I got a query from Usefa. So in a masquerade attack, the message is sent first to the third party and then attacker modify the message sent to the receiver. Means there is no direct communication between the both. Actually, the concept is what you are assuming is wrong. Masquerade, it's a fabrication, right? So there will be no communication from this sender and receiver. The attacker will create a message and he will post to the receiver. But in the actual communication, the sender is not at all involved. Okay. And Anushka Bagde. So what is the difference between fabrication and modification? See, the fabrication is something that you are not, irrespective of whether you are sending a original message, right? In the fabrication, the attacker will create its own message and he will send it. When it comes to the modification, attacker will capture the actual information and he will do the modification on that. I hope it is clear. Fabrication, where the attacker, even though there is no communication between the sender and receiver, attacker will create his own message and he will send to the receiver. The receiver will believe that it is coming from the actual sender, but the message is posted by the attacker. When it comes to the modification, attacker will capture the actual message and he will do the modification on that. Okay, that's it. Okay, hope I've solved your queries. Are you happy with these answers? Okay, I hope all of you wrote your attendance in the chat box. So with this, we are coming to the end of our today's session.